You probably heard that TikTok recently launched and then unlaunched a video resume platform. Hey everyone, it's Emily, the Career Catalyst. I want to talk today about video resumes. Are video resumes the wave of the future? Should you have one? Is TikTok bringing back their resume page? It's a complicated question. My guess about this is that the video resume is going to continue to be a thing that sort of crosses our consciousness, but really is more of a fad than anything else. The reason I think that is that I have been on some search committees. And it's a whole lot easier to go back and look over a piece of paper that someone submitted to see kind of what that person's experience and qualifications look like, instead of go back and watch a video. It's really simple. It's very quick. Just kind of glance at it and go, yes, 3 years of experience, this person gets 5 points or whatever. Whereas video resume is designed to be a little bit more engaging and less informational. So I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do keep coming back. And there are some very sort of youth-oriented companies or companies that are trying to figure out how to engage a younger market that are likely to continue to have this come up as an option for their applications. And I'm going to post some tips for making video or TikTok resumes below. But I just want to talk a little bit more about it and sort of whether you should feel like you have to do this or not. The short answer is you shouldn't feel like you need to do this. If it's appealing to you, or if you are applying in a market that is really focused on technology, on being cutting edge, and has a fairly young demographic, then it might be worth also having a video resume. But I would encourage you not to have one at the expense of a more traditional resume. Now, of course, they're not going to be actually paper, although I encourage people to bring in a paper copy or 2 for an interview. And that way, if someone doesn't have a copy, you can pass it along to them. But also you can have your own information in front of you to serve as a reminder as you go through the questions that they have to ask. Video doesn't offer that. What video offers is kind of a catchy, fun, exciting way for you to put your experience forward and to kind of engage the audience in a more live sort of format. But again, there are some pretty big problems with that, including that a person who was watching a resume as opposed to reading it is going to have to take some notes. Paper gets involved in here somehow, no matter what. Again, it could be virtual paper. A person might be making phone notes, but still kind of an issue because they're going to need to remember what you said about your experience. Now, in terms of what you do with a video resume, really you're looking to do similar things as you are on paper. You're looking to read the job description pretty thoroughly so that you're capturing what they've asked for, and you're looking to make sure that you highlight the things that are really important to the employers. You also want to present yourself professionally, even on TikTok, which I know tends to be a platform that encourages more fun and playfulness and edginess. Still not really something you want on your resume. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be yourself. You should definitely be yourself on your resume, regardless of how you are putting it out there. But you also want to be kind of the most professional version of yourself, even on TikTok. So don't do your resume as a dance and don't sing it. Part of that is that it can be very hard to understand that as you're kind of watching the resume, as the viewers are watching it. And part of it is that it, much like a really, really pretty resume, the kind you would create on Canva, it runs the risk of sacrificing content for flash. Flash is never going to be the thing that gets you the position. The flash will catch someone's attention, but if there isn't content to back it up, then it's just going to wind up being a disappointment to them. I can't tell you the number of resumes I've read when I was actually helping to hire for positions that were, borders of like ivy and font, all pretty font and call out boxes and columns and things like that. And when I really got to reading through it, there wasn't really any content there. The same can absolutely happen in a video format. So if you are going to embrace this as an additional tool in your job search kit, do so. I think that's completely fine, but also be really clear that you have an audience in mind. Your audience is the hiring managers and the team who would be interviewing you for this. So again, really err on the side of professional. Make sure you are really grabbing the attention of the employers in this. You want to be sure that you are speaking to the content that they most want in this and really answering their unspoken questions. Make sure also, if you're doing a video of any sort for a professional setting, that you look really good on camera. It doesn't mean you have to be someone you're not. It does mean that you want to make sure that your lighting is very good. You want to make sure that your sound quality is good. You want to make sure that there's nothing distracting going on behind you. You want to make sure that there aren't stray noises that get in. This would be a really good time to try to make sure your cat doesn't wander into the room. Your kids don't come in and stick their fingers in your face, that kind of thing. And the good news about this is that because that won't be live, you have more leeway around it. So if you're in the middle of recording your video and something happens, loud truck drives by or something like that, you can stop it and either edit that section out or start over. Editing is tricky. And one of the things you want to try to avoid if you're doing a video resume is sort of jumps in it. So if there is a cut, use a video editing software that sort of fades one scene into the next so it doesn't look jumpy or strange. And then make sure that you're really in the camera frame nicely. You're looking for sort of like this top third-ish of your body. So you don't want to be super far away because that would be weird. And you don't want to be super close up because that's even weirder. And you want to make sure that you're sort of centered. I've seen a lot of things where people will be kind of way up here, and so you can only see their mouths, or way down low. So there's this giant space above them and you can see kind of that much of their heads. And that just looks silly, of course. So frame yourself well, do a practice run or two, have a look at it and make sure that you're really feeling pretty comfortable about kind of your framing in it. Dress nicely. This is still a professional submission of your information. So think of it as sort of a small interview. It's just that you're not actually getting any questions with it. And really focus on looking your most professional best and answering any things that you feel like are sort of implied questions in the job description. Again, I would really encourage you to have a more sort of paper resume as well, a document that you submit maybe as a PDF so that people can then go back and also look over your experience. The visuals of the piece of paper are much easier to skim and to seek information on very quickly. And I think that sort of combo of them can be really powerful. I'm going to print some or link to some more tips for the video resume here below, but don't freak yourself out too much if you're thinking now you have to make a TikTok resume. We don't even know if they're bringing that platform back. And if they are, we don't know what employers are going to be using it. So I think this can be a nice plus, but it should never be in place of your regular resume. None of the goofy fad things should ever be in place of your resume. I read about someone whose resume, he or she printed a resume on a cake and sent it to them, but then the people ate the resume. So there is a reason that the standard has been what it's been for so long. So feel free to do both. Let me know if you have any questions about the video resume format, and good luck with all of your job searching. I'll see you here next week.